What's going on, people? It is Irish Gunner HD here. You can call me Irish, and welcome to episode 36 of Will It Drift. So, today's car is the Radical SR8 as suggested by Tom. Now, I happen to know a fair few Toms online, strangely enough, so I'm not exactly sure which one it was that suggested this, but thanks you for the suggestion regardless. Let's get into it. So, as standard, it has 460 horsepower, 260 foot-pounds of torque, and it weighs just 1,433 pounds. Now, what I thought about it was that naturally it's fast off the line. Once you control the wheel spin and hit second, you just kind of grip up and go. But it's super difficult to control. Everything is snappy and instant, like the power delivery, the braking. Just as soon as you put the foot down on the brake or the accelerator, just the power or the braking is just straight away. So it's kind of crazy. It takes a lot of sensitivity to control the car around the corners, definitely. And transitions, they have to be kind of slow and incremental. Any kind of a snappy flick whatsoever, and you're just going to completely spin out. Like it's actually pretty ridiculous. But equally, any kind of immediate on the stamping on the accelerator, and you spin as well. Like if you just put your foot down, the wheels will just spin up, you lose grip, and you'll just spin out again. So, and it also has a weird tendency to just kind of lose all its revs. It will just out of nowhere just go from going along fine to 0 RPM. So, kind of strange. Overall, it was pretty bad and not very enjoyable whatsoever to drift. But for the medium build, then again, as you can see, nothing's changed. It's 460 horsepower, 260 foot-pounds of torque again, and it weighs 1,434. So we've added a pound by adding race brakes, race driveline, and differential, and the widest rear tires. So the pickings were slim as far as mods go to improve it. That's basically, except for adding a bit more power and changing the actual wheels, like the look of the wheels. That was about the only options that I had to kind of make an adjustment on it. But it worked, I have to say. I have a lot more confidence in chucking the car in. It held on much better, allowed for much snappier transitions. Still not too crazy, of course. Like you can't, it's not like going to just change on a dime, but it's a little bit better. And just overall, kind of just allowed me to put down the power much quicker, a lot harder, be a lot more aggressive. And it was just a slight improvement. Again, it's quick off the line, and it's like kind of air quotes fast, but only because you're not pulling crazy angle for most of the time. And when you are, if you want to, you can slow down and be more careful, and then you're obviously able to like pour in a bit more angle. But overall, it's not really anything mad, and it's an improvement on the stock version, but it's still pretty awful. And for the full build, we have again 460 horsepower, 260 torque, and the same weight. Everything's the same as the medium build, pretty much, but I tuned it, so it's not too different from the medium build. That said, with the tune put into it. It's kept the grippiness. It's a lot more drivable on the stock car naturally, and you can throw it in. You can throw it in, as I said, with the medium builds with a lot more confidence. But I think something went wrong in my tune because it actually seemed a bit more unstable than the medium build. So it would take, like, this is definitely not a car that you can just knock together like in one session and get away with. So it's definitely something that would take a lot more work. So something about my tune obviously wasn't right, because it just became a lot more kind of twitchy or whatever. But I guess at the end of the day, that all said, in the end, none of these little intricacies and details really matter, because it's a Radical SRT8 track grip car. It's not a drift car, never will be. And from what I've done here, all I've done really in this video is just kind of find out how slightly less terrible it is at drifting in each stage. But like the problem is that it's got too high a power to weight ratio. It's too stiff. It's got not enough grip. And just overall, it's too much and not enough in the parts where you need not so much and more, if that makes sense. So in the end, will it drift? No. 4 out of 20, would not blaze the tires again. I would completely avoid it. Let your interest pass with this video and just move on to something more sensible, something a little less ridiculous. I haven't had a car that's just this crazy and hard to control since either the Maserati MC12 or the Ferrari F40. So it's been a while since I've done a just out and out crazy car like this, but that's about it. If you enjoyed it, please do leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new here. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.